Hello, good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you are all doing wonderfully well. So, I have come to take a science class. So, before we get into our science class, let us first start with an environmental story, right? We are all interested in stories, but the story in our science book comes with a wonderful message. So, shall we start the story? And please, I request all of you to open your science textbooks. And what do you have? An environmental story. What is the meaning of environment? Few people read it as environment and few people read it as environment. Okay, but we have to read it as environment. So, environment means all the elements that are there around us: air, water, land, all these things are called as environment. So, we have an environmental story. This environmental story is about 4 friends. This is a story of 4 friends. Who are those 4 friends? Let us see. Roma, Harpreet, Julie and Ali are friends. They were unaware that they were wasting paper in some or the other way. So, this story is about how many friends? 4 friends. And who are these 4 friends? The first one is Rona. Okay, who's the first one? The first one is Roma, right? Then Harpreet, then Julie and Ali. They were unaware. What is the meaning of unaware? They don't know. Unaware means what, sir? They don't know. What do they don't know? They don't know. These 4 friends don't know that they are wasting paper in some or the other way. How are they wasting the paper? Let us see. For example, let us take the first person. Who's that? Roma. What is Roma interested in? Roma loved to draw pictures and color them. For this, she practiced on a number of sheets and crumbled those on which she didn't get a good picture. So, what did Roma do, sir? Roma was very much interested in painting. She loved painting. So, what did she do? She used it to color the pictures on the papers. Sometimes, if she didn't like the color or if she didn't drew the picture well, she will crumble the paper. She will crush the paper. What is the word? Crumble. Crumble means crush. Okay, here crumble means what, sir? Crush the paper. She'll crumble the paper, that is crush the paper and throw. Then what is the next person? Harpreet. Now Harpreet also had a very bad habit. What did Harpreet do? Harpreet prepared paper aeroplanes. What did Harpreet do, sir? He prepared paper aeroplanes and he threw the paper aeroplanes. Then who's the third person? Julie. What did Julie do? Julie also wasted the paper. How? She used the paper to clean the surface. She cleaned the surfaces with the paper and she threw the paper here and there. Then the last boy, who's that? Ali. What did Ali do? When he writes in the book, he leaves one page after writing a page. In this way, he also wasted the paper. So, one day the class teacher observed their habits. And what did class teacher do? The class teacher called them and said, the paper we write today was once a tree. We should not waste paper. Now this is the most important lesson. The teacher observed the four friends, Roma, Harpreet, and then Ali and Julie. These people were wasting paper some or the other way. So the teacher called them and told them, all the four of you, Roma, Ali, Julie and Harpreet, the paper we are using today was once a tree. Yes, my dear children, the paper comes to us from where? From trees. We call that as papyrus. Okay? So, we should not write on what, we should not waste the paper. So, what did the teacher tell? The teacher told that when we are writing in the notebook, we should write on the both the sides of the paper. Why? Sir, we should try to reduce the usage of paper as much as possible. Reduce means what? To decrease the usage of the paper. Reduce means what? To decrease. So, we should not leave the papers empty. We should write the paper completely. We should use the paper completely. And then what did ma'am tell? Ma'am told to reduce the usage of the paper. And then after we use the paper, what should we do, sir? We should not throw the paper into the gutters. We should not throw the paper simply like that. Why? Because one good thing about paper is paper could be recycled. So, we should collect all the used papers, newspapers, and we should sell them. People come to our houses to buy the newspapers. You might have seen your mother selling the old newspapers, isn't it? So, papers should be sold. Why we should sell the paper? Not just for the sake of money. Of course, we get money when we sell the newspaper. But more importantly, we also can recycle. Recycle means what? It could be again used. Okay, so we should recycle it, and we should use the gift wrappers again. So when we get gifts, we get gift wrappers. We should not tear the gift wrapper and throw it here and there. Out of excitement, we open the gift very quickly. But my dear children, see that the gift wrapper is not torn. You may be wondering, why sir, why shouldn't we tear the gift wrapper? Because we can wrap another gift with the same gift wrapper. Yes, that is what we should learn. We should learn to reuse the paper. So what are the three important things the teacher taught them that day? The teacher taught them to reduce the usage of the paper, to recycle the paper. How to recycle it, sir? We have to sell the paper. And then what? We have to reuse the gift wrappers and other things that we can use at home. We should reuse. Why? Because paper comes from trees. If we use more paper, more trees have to be cut down. You want trees to be cut down, my dear children? Trees give us air, trees bring us rain, trees help the water to sink into the ground, trees gives us fruits. On the trees we can play with swings. Under the shade, you and many other animals and birds can live. Now, do you want to hurt such kind of trees by wasting paper? So, next time you think of wasting a paper, please recall our environmental story. So, what do we have to do with the paper? We have to reduce the usage of the paper, we have to recycle the paper, and we have to reuse the paper. So I hope you all understood the environmental story. Now shall we start our lesson? Yes. So what are the three things, sir? 3 R's. What are the 3 important R's? Yes, please tell me. What are the 3 important R's? First one is reduce. Second one is recycle. Third one is reuse. Okay. Now, what happens if we don't eat food? We feel tired. We can't play. We can't study. We can't do any work if we don't eat, isn't it? So, what do we need to get strength? What do we need to get energy? We need food. We need food to get strength, to get energy to play, to work, to jump, to study, and to grow. If you want to grow taller, stronger, what do you need? You need food. Now my question is, do only human beings eat food? Do only we people eat food? No. Everybody eats food. Right from the microorganisms to the biggest animals, everybody needs foods. So what are we going to learn? Today we are going to learn in our first lesson animals. What's the lesson name? Animals and their eating habits. Yes, animals and their eating habits. How do they eat? So by the end of this lesson, one second, let me finish writing the lesson name. So my dear students, by the time we finish this lesson, you will learn the different animals which eat different food. And you know what? You will also learn in this class how the nature has provided different teeth to the animals with different eating habits. And you will also learn about how animals eat their food. Either they chew it or they swallow it, or how they eat. That is what we are going to learn in this chapter. Okay, what are we going to learn? What are the different habits of the animals? What do we call the animals that eat different food? How the teeth are made up of different animals to eat the food? And how certain birds and flies have different system of taking the food. All these things we will learn. Okay, now first let us start with our warm-up exercise. Every lesson begins with a warm-up exercise. What are we given in our warm-up exercise, my dear children? Please open the book and look into the textbook. What do you find? You find a squirrel, you find a monkey, you find a rabbit, you find an elephant and a polar bear. So 5 animals are given. What are they? Squirrel, monkey, rabbit, elephant and bear. Now what are we given below that? We are given a carrot, sugarcane and a nut and a fish and a banana. Now can you match the animal with its prey? Can you match the animal with its food? What's the first animal? Squirrel. Now you might have found these squirrels. Squirrels run here and there in the gardens, in our schools, near our houses and in the parks. Now what do these squirrels do? These squirrels collect nuts. So what does a squirrel eat? Squirrel eats a nut. Then what do monkeys like? Monkeys like bananas. Monkeys eat bananas. Then what does a rabbit eat? Rabbit eats carrot. You're right. And then what does an elephant like? Elephant likes sugar cane. And then what does the polar bear eat? The polar bear eats fish. Right? So now you understood, sir, what different animals take in their prey. So we have seen many animals around us, isn't it? We have seen many animals. Some animals are big. When you think of big animals, which animal comes to your mind? Elephant. Then some animals are very small. Which animal comes to our mind? A rat. So, we see different kinds of animals around us. Some of them are big and some of them are small. Some of them live on land and some of them live in water. Sir, do all animals live on land? No. Do all animals live in water? No. There are animals which live on land and there are animals which live in water. Now, the animals that live in water, they eat different kind of food. For example, you take a turtle, you take a frog, you take a fish, you take a big whale, you take shark, right? These are all the animals that live in water. Then what all the animals that live on land? We have dogs, buffaloes, calves, giraffes, tigers, lions. All these animals live on land. So the animals that live on land, they eat different food. The animals that live in water, they eat different food. So let us see what kind of animals, how they are categorized. Now first of all, tell me, why do animals need food? Everybody needs food. Why? We need food for energy. What does food give us? Food gives us energy, and from that energy what do we get? We get strength to study, work and do other things. So food gives us energy, strength and helps us to grow up and helps to grow. So this is why we take food. Food gives us energy, strength and helps us to grow. Now tell me, sir, what kind of food do all animals eat? Now let us understand food chain. Let us understand food chain. What is this food chain? Have you seen the movie The Lion King? In the movie The Lion King, Simba goes to his father. Then his father explains that everything is a circle. How everything is a circle? First we have plants. Okay, so these plants produce their own food. These plants are eaten by some animals or insects. Those insects and animals are again eaten by animals, and those animals again go into the ground. You remember this? Have you seen the movie Lion King? Right. This is called as food chain. What do we call that? We call that as food chain. So my dear students, either directly or indirectly, all animals depend upon plants for their food. All animals depend upon plants for their food. Now let us see. Sir, in our textbook, so now let us look into our textbook. What do we see here? We see food chain. What is this? Plant. So some or the other way, all the animals are dependent on plants. Okay, how? Plants can produce their own food. To prepare food, plant only depends upon sun and earth. So plants prepare their own food. Now these plants are eaten by insects or animals. Here we are given an insect, grasshopper. So plants are eaten by grasshopper. Grasshopper is eaten, swallowed by frog, and frog is again eaten by snake. This is called food chain. Understood, sir? When this snake dies, this snake will be eaten by the microorganisms that are there in the ground, small particles that are there in the ground. So this is called as food chain. Okay, all the animals depending upon one another for food is called as food chain. Okay, plants are eaten by insects and animals. These insects and animals are again eaten by some other animals, and those animals, when they are dead, again they become food to the plants. So this is a circle, this is a chain. We call that as a food chain. Now let us see how the animals are classified. What is the next one, sir? Classification. What is the next topic? Classification of animals. What is the meaning of classification? Division. What is the meaning of classification? Division. So how are the animals divided? Now first one is herbivores. What is the first one? Herbivores. Now what do you have in this? Look at the first part, herb. What did we learn in the second class? In our second class, we have learned that the plants that are grown very nearer to the earth, that are small in size, are called herbs. So herb is also a type of a plant. Do you remember? We learned this in our second class. So herbs are small plants. Now vores. What is the meaning of vores? Eating. So the animals that eat plants, herbivores. Herb means what? Plant. Plant eating animals are called herbivores. What are plant eating animals called? Herbivores. Now can you give me examples for herbivores? Think ma. Which animals? You have observed a lot of animals, right? When you are going around. Yes, very good. What's the first one? Goat. Then, very good. After goat, cow. Very good. After cow, we have giraffe. Very good. Zebra. Camel. Right, these are all what animals? Herbivores, plant eating animals. Remember, sir, the word herb means small plant. Vores, plant eating animals are called herbivores. Then what is the next one? Carnivores. What is the next type of animals? The classification is carnivores. Please look here. Is it visible? So, what is carnivores? Carn means what? Flesh. In English language, carn means flesh. Remember, ma. Okay? Reincarnation. That means again coming in this body. The word carn stands for body. Body means flesh. Now, carnivores. What is the meaning of carnivores? Flesh eating animals. Now what are flesh eating animals? Very good. Let's go to the forest. Tiger. Can you see it? Tiger. Is it visible, sir? Good. So tiger is a carnivorous animal. Then after tiger, what do we have? Lion. Lion is also a carnivorous animal. And other than lion, what else do we have? Leopard, right? Leopard is also a flesh eating animal. What are carnivores? Flesh eating animals are called carnivores. Then what is the third one? Omnivores. What is the third one? Omnivores. What is the meaning of omni? The word omni stands for all. The word omni stands for all. For example, what do we refer to God as? God is referred as omnipresent. Omnipresent means present everywhere. Omnipotent. Potent means strong, powerful. Omnipotent means all powerful. Omniscient. Omniscient means all knowing. So the point here is omni means what? All. Okay. If you understand that much is enough, sir. What are we learning today, my dear children? We are learning classification of animals. So who are called omnivores? All. They eat all, like Chinese. Right. So they eat plants, they eat animals. One who eats plant and animals is called omnivores. Very simple, isn't it? So according to the eating habits, we can divide the animals into three types. What are they? Herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. So what are the examples for omnivores? Omnivores, human being. We eat vegetables. We also eat chicken, mutton, fish, isn't it? Not everyone, most of us. So we can call ourselves as omnivores. Okay. So what is the classification, my dear children? Herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. Now let us first look into our textbook. See, we are given the pictures. Herbivores. Cow is an herbivorous animal. A deer also herbivorous. A camel also herbivorous. Right? What are carnivorous then? Tiger is a carnivorous. Lion is a carnivorous. Leopard is a carnivorous. Then look at a crow. Crow eats rice. When we conduct functions, what happens? Many crows come. They eat rice. Right? They also eat vegetables. They also eat dead rats, dead cats, isn't it? So crow is both plant eating as well as flesh eating. Then we have a bear. Bear is also both omnivorous, eats plants and flesh. Man also eats vegetables and flesh. So man is also example for flesh eating. Okay. So my dear children, I think every one of you understood what are the three different types of animals according to the eating habits. What are they? Let's have a quick revision. Herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. Okay. So the rest of the lesson we shall learn in our next session. So my dear children, once again, what did we learn in our today's class? In our today's class, we have learned the most important thing is environmental story. Don't waste paper. Reduce the usage of the paper. Remember the 3 R's. What is the first R? Reduce the usage of the paper. Then recycle the paper. Then third one. What is the third one? Reuse. Whenever you get an opportunity, reuse. First, reduce, recycle, reuse. Especially paper. Paper comes from plants. Let us not waste papers. And next one is food. Animals and their eating habits. What do we need food for? We need food for energy. We need food for strength. We need food to grow. Right? And more importantly, other than this, what are the different types of animals? Food chain. We have learnt about food chain. What is food chain, sir? All the animals directly or indirectly depend on plants. Right? So the food chain begins with plant. Plant is eaten by, chain means circle. Plant is eaten by an insect. Insect is eaten by animal. That animal is eaten by another animal. That animal is dead and again is mixed into the land. This land is again consumed by, is again taken by plant. So this circle continues. So as this circle continues, we call it as a food chain. What do we call that? Food chain. Right. Then 3 types of classification is done according to the eating habits. What is that? Herbivores. Herb means plants. Plant eating animals are called herbivores. Cow, camel, deer are the examples. Then corn. Corn means this is not sweet popcorn. Not that corn. C-A-R-N. Corn means flesh. Flesh eating animals are called carnivorous. Leopard, tiger, lion are the examples. Then what are omnivorous? Omni means all. They eat both plant and animals. Examples: human beings, bear and crow. So this is how we have learned about the animals. Now what are we going to learn in our next class? In our next class, we are going to learn how our teeth, how our jaws are going to decide our eating habits. That is what we are going to learn, and how some animals eat food in a different way. That also we are going to learn in our next class. So until then, my dear children, I request you all to read the lesson and to explore the world around you. Okay? Thank you so much. Take care. Love you all.